All right, and welcome back. I don't know, I get in the revival mood where I just immediately open up with that. And I don't know why I keep doing it.
It doesn't matter, dude.
All right, so anyway, this is our Patreon questions of the month for the month of May. We got a whole bunch in here. Now I'm looking forward to some of these because they're pretty wacky. Okay, our first one is from Paul Miller, and he asks, and this is a relatively normal question: what are our favorite TV shows?
Now, that should really be like TV shows, or can we bring up anime? Because they're on TV.
Only if it was on American television,
All
because
right.
that's what television is.
Well, hey, I'm just saying. All right. I just want to get that out of the way, right? So, my favorite TV show that I watched, that's a tough one. It would either have to be something like when I was a kid,
Well, Alex, I think I know what your favorite TV show is. It's obviously SpongeBob.
I was gonna say SpongeBob if we're going off like what I watched as a lot as a kid, because I don't really watch TV anymore, you know? Like I haven't
I
really
haven't had
watched.
a TV in like 5 years
Yeah, like
that's had
fucking.
cable on it.
It would either be that or Ed and Eddie, SpongeBob or Ed and Eddie. Who would guess with my sense of humor?
The one of the first things I ever bought with real money that I got from working a job was the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob. It was more expensive to get the first 100 episodes than it was to get like I think it was like the complete series of like 7 seasons or something. But I'm like, I literally only want like episodes in the first 100, so fuck it, I'll just take those. Uh, TV shows I really liked House MD. It was a medical drama about Dr. Gregory House, and he was just a real piece of shit. He was addicted to Vicodin. It was on Fox, I want to say. I also really liked Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage was the shit, dude. But another wait, Ted, how can we forget the Donkey Kong Country show? That was the best show ever.
See, that show was so weird because when I was little, I hated like, oh god, here they go singing another stupid song. But now, as a quote unquote adult, holy shit, I love the Donkey Kong songs. They're so fucking dumb.
Dude, I fucking have the soundtrack. It's on my phone, man. It's bad. But it's bad because while you might have listened to some of those songs, only like about five of them are actually pretty good. Most of them are shit. But you know what? I'll enjoy every minute of it. They're so like crappy, and that show really isn't all that great. But when I was a kid, unlike you, I fucking loved that because I had Donkey Kong Country on my fucking Super Nintendo. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude! When I fucking wake up, I was like fucking 4 or something. Dude, that show's bad, but it has a special place in my heart, despite its shittiness. So put that
All
up
right,
there
now let's
too.
hop onto this. Yeah, let's hop on the next question here by Timothy Peer. If you could go back in time to any point of history for 20 minutes, what would you do with it? Me, I would go back in time to like the Jurassic period and kill like as many mammals as I could find.
Why would you do that?
Because all right, have you ever seen the movie or read the book A Sound of Thunder?
Yes, I reference it a lot actually.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I want to see what'll happen. I mean, assuming that they come back.
I
Otherwise, I just go there and I get eaten by a T Rex or choked to death because the atmosphere is like 70% oxygen.
yeah. Why would you do this? I don't know. I want to see what happens. Great move.
It's like, you know, that Simpsons episode where he's like, Bart, what are you doing? And Bart's hitting like a bunch of ketchup packets with a hammer, just, oh.
the super villain motivation. I don't know. I thought it'd be funny.
Pretty much.
Okay, okay. If I had a time machine to go back 20 minutes. Let's see. Well, let's get the fake answer out of the way. I would obviously stop myself from being born. No, what I would do if I had 20 minutes to go back in time, I would go back to. I would probably go back to like the ancient Jesus days and just see how he worked. I would like what he did that was so awesome. Like live, a live performance of this shit. 'Cause that sounds fucking radical, dude.
Live in Jerusalem, it's Jesus.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Dude, imagine being able to meet. I'm not even a religious guy, but imagine meeting motherfucking Jesus. What if you could go back and say, "Yeah, I shook hands with fucking Christ." Like you went and fucked with some dinosaurs, dude. I shook hands with a guy who we name our years after. You were 2,000 years past his death. That's fucking sick. Yo, not going. I was.
Speaking of Jesus,
Next question.
Sean Dunsmore asks, "Why will they not let me die?" You know exactly what you did, Dunsmore. You know exactly what you fucking did.
That would be too good for you.
Next question. From Jaron Kiwi. What if you had a camel that lived in your room who was by most means just a normal camel, but he also had incredibly soothing eyes? As in, one looks into this camel's eyes and you can't even remember what anxiety feels like for a while, and you know exactly what to do to feel better. However, he shits everywhere because he's a camel. Is this worth it? Two rules. Two rules. He cannot leave your room wherever you live, ever. And number two, he is immortal.
No, it's not worth it at all. Like
You wouldn't
camels
want
are.
an anxiety camel?
Dad, you know how big camels are? That thing would take up most of my room. I'd have to like move my desk and bed out of here. It'd be shitting all over the place. No.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's not like the camel only works for you. You know, you could take him on talk shows and get a really, really big room
No.
and like have one side of it like air conditioned or reverse air conditioned. I guess heating is the word. Heat it really, really, really hot. Throw a bunch of sand over there and give him like a spittoon, and then that's the camel's side of the room.
You can't take
and then
him.
you're like 700 feet away.
You can't take him on a talk show, Tad. He can't leave the room.
Oh shit, you're right.
I'm telling you,
I'll
dude,
bring the talk show to me then.
no. You can have a weird internet thing, but they can't get the magic power through a fucking video lens. They have to come up in person to see this camel. And honestly, not feeling anxiety is not that much of a problem. Maybe because I just don't have any anxiety, so I don't give a shit. But no, this camel is not worth it. I don't have any problems in my life
could be
with
like
a
a
fucking bunch of shit in my room. Literal shit in my room.
It could be like a self-fulfilling cycle. Like you look away from the camel's eyes, you blink, you know, tears running down one cheek, and they're like, "Oh God, there's a camel in here. Oh God, there's shit everywhere," and you get camel anxiety, and then you look at his eyes again, and then it just repeats until you die, because he's immortal. He'll never die.
But you only get the problem is then the camel. The camel's only fixing the problem that there's a camel in your fucking room. The anxiety camel's
Exactly.
a bad deal. No deal. Fuck off, anxiety camel. Go somewhere else. Next question.
This one's from Stupid Geeks. If you could choose one YouTube channel to take out of existence, what would it be?
Oh, okay. Much like you, I don't do it out of spite. I do it out of curiosity to see how the future would change. But PewDiePie.
Yeah, I mean, without PewDiePie, a lot of the modern YouTube, hey, I'm in a face cam, I'm screaming, making loud noises. Wah, 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 wah. Hey, look at me, I'm uploading a video on YouTube that's just audio with a picture behind it. Everyone pay attention to me. Wah, 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 wah. You know?
Yeah. And so
that wouldn't be a thing.
I don't do it because I don't like PewDiePie or anything. It's not out of spite. The guy makes a lot of content, whatever. I don't personally watch it, but like, obviously whatever he's doing is fucking working. Dude's almost a fucking celebrity at this point. You know what I mean? Like, more power to him. Don't hate the guy at all. But I just want to see how the future would change. What would be the PewDiePie without him? What would be like that big thing in YouTube if he didn't show up? What would it have been?
Would have been Retsu Prey. Mine is very obvious. You should have probably been able to guess it from the beginning, but it's entirely out of spite. I would remove the Homestuck YouTube channel, the official Homestuck YouTube channel, because that is where Act 7 was released.
Oh, you know what they say? There's not going to be one episode where Homestuck's not mentioned.
That's true. Okay, next question's coming from Jacob Sneck. And I think this one's kind of weird. I think it was originally directed at you.
Oh, boy.
But I mean, I guess I'll direct it towards myself because you kind of already answered this one.
All right.
He asks, would you rather be forced to play at least one playthrough of every Neptunia game, 4 mainlines, including 7 spin-offs, or watch all 154 episodes of My Little Pony, including all 4 current movies. If Alex finds this one too easy to answer, the hard mode is no dubs, only subs. Huh, Alex, you wanna educate the listeners on how you play the fucking Neptunia games?
You're like, I've been streaming it for people. I like Neptunia. It's cute and funny. You're like, what the fuck kind of choice is that? Like, even if one's weeb shit, like, look, Ted, if you had to choose between MLP or weeaboo shit, what would you pick? Ted, this isn't a hard question.
Next question.
No,
Next question.
motherfucker, back up. Hold up. Why would you not? Ted, weeaboo shit's stupid and cringy, but even I, maybe again, I'm just biased, but that I find way more socially acceptable than MLP has ever and will ever be. I would play through multiple Neptunia games and ever watch MLP and be into that shit. God, no.
I would rather watch My Little Pony because I don't have to pay attention as it plays in like my other screen. For Neptunia, that's like 11 games I have to play through, and come on,
You
I
know,
ain't got time for that shit.
you know what? That's actually a pretty good point. I didn't even think of it like that. I
Also,
thought
Alex, you
puberty.
didn't. Here, I'll go ahead and elaborate for you because you tried to skip over it. You play Neptunia in the English dub, which is fucking horrendous, and apparently you don't do it because it's bad.
That's funny.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
And
Uh huh.
English. And, oh yeah, doing it right now, hand to hand on the fucking table. Fucking English Nep is fucking adorable. She's like a little fucking drunk dork. It's awesome. I love
Alex,
it.
no.
It's
Alex,
fucking funny.
no.
It's adorable.
Alex, no.
By the way, obviously I would pick Neptunia because I actually like Neptunia a lot. It's fucking cute. Fuck everyone. Fuck you. I'm gonna keep streaming it.
All right. Next question by No Two Hands. Hey Ted, on your E3 video, you said you didn't like Fire Emblem. Now I understand that not everyone was gonna like the games you like, but you said something along the lines of, "Ugh, not another one." Could you please go into detail on why you don't like the series? Is it simply too anime for you, being Fire Emblem, or being Iagu? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Which the new game Shadows of Valencia isn't, or is it something else? I'm interested in knowing. Anyway, thanks for the interesting videos. They're all great. Kind regards. The reason I don't like Fire Emblem, the quality of the games is okay. From what I've seen of them, they play like a kind of weird version of XCOM. Like it's got that weird tactical stuff, but like one, Jesus Christ, there's like 6 of the fuckers in Smash Bros. Like fuck off. Fuck off. That just makes me mad. That's like a dumb petty reason that just pisses me off. And the other reason is like every person that I've personally met who's self-described as a big Fire Emblem fan is fucking annoying.
Wow.
They
Wow.
are like the worst people to be around. They are the like unironic, like they would play Hyperdimension Neptunia on English unironically. These people are fucking degenerates.
Hey, fuck you. I don't even play Fire Emblem.
But like,
I'm a
I
good
mean, if you
boy.
like the games, it's just ugh, I'm sick of seeing it. Because there's been like in the past 4 years, maybe less than 4, like Fire Emblem Legends, which is the like Musuo or whatever. There's been like there was like 2 Fire Emblem games that just shipped out. There's 2 more on the way. There's a
Don't
mobile
forget, Ted.
game.
Don't forget that fucking SMT slash Fire Emblem crossover that people were hyped for that turned out to be like a weird idle game.
Yeah, I don't even know how the fuck that thing plays.
But yeah, that's why it's basically it's too much of just something he doesn't care about, and he doesn't like the idea that there's like all of this shit for something that he doesn't like give a shit about.
It's just too much. It's just like God, and it's really just like it's in my face, and I don't want to see it anymore, and I'm fucking sick of it. Anyway, this next question is actually really important. It's by Morwin. In a world in which Doritos became sentient and led a military uprising, upseating the United States government, how would you unseat our mighty cheese chip overlords and save us from a dark millennium of orange dusted fingers? The answer to this is I would lead a ragtag group of survivors. We call we're scavenging. We're doing guerrilla warfare, and I go up to eventually I get up to the Dorito King, and I hold a shotgun. I level it to his face, cock it. which came first, ranch or Cool Ranch? Then I blow the top of his fucking bag off. You know what? No, actually, I take him, I throw him on the ground, and I stomp on him like Mr. Clipboard from Food Fight. Survival of the fittest, Leonard.
Nerd.
I
That's
don't know if you have any. I assume
I
Alex, you would be in my ragtag group here.
well, yes, but I have some questions to ask about this 3D uprising. Now, the chips are sentient. They're just the chips, right? Or are they in the bag still? Do the bags have like legs, or is it the chips like have legs? Like, what is the
He
person?
says it's Doritos capitalized, so I assume he means the entire bag.
So okay, so it's like the entire bag with googly eyes and a submachine gun in his hand. That's how I'm picturing this.
Yeah,
So if it's the
and
bags,
then the king has like a shitty like paper crown,
I,
like the
I,
three
I
tips of
imagine
Doritos.
I imagine like you're in like a war with these guys. You like take a sword and cut one's like stomach open, just Doritos pours out. It's like oh, just fucking like chips. Well, now is it just like is it one brand of Doritos or is it just every type of flavor? Because if it's
It
every
is specifically, oh well, each Dorito type I imagine, except for the Cool Ranch, which they banned. The Cool Ranch are banned from like society by them, which is how I first got the inspiration for my.
he's the leader of the
It comes in
rebellion,
the
you know
second.
him well.
Exactly. We teamed together with the Cool Ranch, but so like spicy nacho. There's pineapple flavored, which is a new one. They just have grenades inside them. They're kind of like suicide ones. They run at you, and then when you gut them, they explode and send Dorito shrapnel. There's there's a lot of types of Doritos. I don't know enough military stuff. I know more types of Doritos than I do types of military infantry.
But like, I just imagine like what are the like the really like powerful flavors like the really super spicy ones the ones in power are like the nacho cheese ones the common civilian Dorito bag like there's a lot of Doritos and that's how like you just mentioned that's how many Doritos are in power that we need to take down Tad that's a lot of Doritos.
Don't forget about the roulette Doritos, the one in which like one in every 13 is incredibly spicy.
He that guy's like a super villain in the Dorito army. He's like Two-Face, where like he instead of like flipping a coin, he just like reaches into his bag like with his eyes closed and pulls out a random Dorito, and like that's how you die.
If you get a spicy one, you're immolated.
But
He's
yeah.
got an eye patch, but it's just a single Dorito.
Now I would join the rebellion, but I have a question. Now this is more of a morality question. Would it be called cannibalism if I eat the Doritos?
No, because they are not the same species as you, and don't ever let them trick you into thinking that. We are separate from those fucking cheddars, those fucking nacho cheesians.
I'd be the wild card in the fucking rebellion group because I would like after we like finish like gutting a bunch of Doritos and like killing them all, I would just be like over a mountain of them just like eating like their fucking Doritos out of their bag bodies like a fucking zombie.
Okay, now here's the last question I want to pitch about this scenario. Where does the Dorito shell taco come into play?
That's the crown. That's the crown.
Oh fuck, you're right. He's just wearing a Dorito taco shell. Fuck. Okay, I think we've stretched this one as far as it could go. We've established this deep lore.
But yeah, we could.
So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the penultimate question here. This one's from Soul to Sky. Let me tell you about Darkside Phil and Persona 5 when. Darkside Phil is... I stole his name for my BattleNet tag because I thought it would be really, really funny, and it was. I might do one on him. I'd have to like actually... Because like I didn't follow him as he was active because now he's still kind of a thing, but he's not that popular. Like he does really lazy streams. But like that's about it, you know?
Because you gotta know about Darkside Phil is
Uh,
that he was one of the original like YouTube guys. Despite what you might think about quality control, he was partnered with Machinima. Like he was one of the early YouTube Let's Players, like camcorder up on TV screen motherfucker. He was back in like what 2007, and I
oh,
vaguely
that's right. He did camcorder Let's
yeah,
Plays.
dude was rustic as fuck, but like he is a piece of work. He's art. I would love to do that episode because I have watched a bunch of Dark Side Phil videos in the old days, but I've moved on to newer things. Like right now, Dark Side Phil's pussy shit. Now I'm all about that low tier god. Now, if you want some
Low
fucking
tier God is great.
he is art. Like 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 Dark Side feels a novel, but Low Tier God's like an ancient Greek epic. Like that motherfucker is amazing. Like if we do a Dark Side episode, I want to do both. I'll save it like that. Yeah. So we might do an episode, and if we do, we're gonna cover them and maybe even other YouTubers. But just do just a really
Old
angry
YouTube
old
celebrity.
YouTube celebrities that are just pieces of shit. Well, Lochika's not really old, but like just big piles of garbage. If we want to just attack random people and put a lot of heat on our podcast that we probably shouldn't do, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know, maybe. What was the other question? I lost track of myself.
They were asking about Persona 5, and I actually did do a Persona episode. Well, we did the Marie episode, where we talked about how Marie is the Poochie of Persona 4.
She's literally like the worst, and I hated her. And I wanted to do a Persona 5 episode after I beat the game because I loved it a lot. But the thing is that Tad over here doesn't like JRPGs or anime games much. So there's really I would just pretty much be talking to a brick wall. It wouldn't work.
Well, it's not so much that I don't like JRPGs. My RPG tastes are very specific, such as, is this Paper Mario? Yes or no? And that's the only question on the flowchart. But there was an episode that I did. It was me, Michael, and Dan, and we were talking about Persona 3, I think was the one that they were focusing on. And holy shit, was it a fucking disaster. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes long. It went across three computers. No, three, four, five, six computers, two cell phones, and it was fucking abysmal. And like I was like an hour and a half in when his computer shut off, and they like continued on his phone. I'm like, this is not going to work. Like, there's no fucking way. Even if I could salvage this, no fucking way.
I would like to do a Persona 5 episode, but another thing with Ted here is that like there isn't like Marie in that game, you know, where I could sum up the plot quickly and then just say like why I hate Marie. With Persona 5, there isn't anyone that I like hate and can easily like poke fun about to keep him entertained because I like the game pretty much all the way through. Besides like one thing Morgana that sucked, but that's not really worth a whole episode. I would basically just be summing up the plot and saying, yeah, I really liked it. And the music was good. The end. Like I don't know, it just it with me with him not playing the game and me only being able to like give my opinion of how much I liked it, I would basically just be saying how much I liked it for 20 minutes. It wouldn't really be all that great of an episode. If there's no dynamic between a conflict of opinion or something, then it really wouldn't be like enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing I really know about Persona 5 is that you can't date, or you can't have that you can date the teacher, but you can't be in your party, and that actually made me care about the game less because I could no longer date the teacher.
You can always date characters who aren't in
Or
your party.
no longer have her in my party like I thought I could.
Well, there's a bunch of characters that are just like town people that you can date in all the games. You
They're
can
just like side quest stuff.
Well, you still date them and have romantic relationships with them and shit. There's still love interests. It's just they're not in your party. They're just like say Hifumi, the fucking chess girl. You can go do her quest, date her, have her on Valentine's, do all this shit, but she's not gonna go in a dungeon with you. She's not a member of the Phantom Thieves. That worked in Persona 4 as well, and Persona 3, and probably 1 and 2. I didn't play those, so I wouldn't know. But like, yeah, that's just the thing.
All right, so we've got our last question here from Max Pitchkites. He's asking, what is your process generally like for making an episode? I'd like to hear about every step of the way, from the preparation and production of an episode to its publishing online. And have you ever thought about incorporating video into the podcast?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, how we come up with ideas for the podcast, a lot of the time it's just how we were talking about right now. It's just me and Alex will be talking like, hey, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. Why don't we do something like that?
Or in the case of like
Or
the Hover episode where I got really really pissed off and yelled at Tad, get on the podcast, get on Discord right now. We're gonna record this fucking episode. I am pissed.
there's some of them that like I know that we're going to do, or like just things that like we've wanted to talk to people about since like the show started. Like for me, uh like I've been working on like the Homestuck episode for like a super long, because like that one's definitely gonna be a thing for sure. 100%, 100 underline.
Yeah, just like how I'm gonna
Like
get that Starbucks episode out, right?
yeah. I'll give you the Joe Buck. Yeah. One of the ones that we're gonna do pretty soon, probably, um, between me and Alex, is we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about JRPGs. We're gonna talk about Persona. We're gonna talk about like the Nintendo RPGs and all that shit. That's one that we've been kind of like kicking back and forth. Like he said, the Star Fox one, we did that one a while ago, but like it was so
Because we were
all
still,
over the
yeah,
place.
we were still new to the whole thing. You know, we were still amateur as fuck. Now we're a little less amateur.
But actually recording, what we'll do, um, is we will get on Discord, or we should probably use like Google Play or something at some point because it has a better voice thing. But it doesn't really fucking matter because we're not recording the audio from there. I do it for Revival just as a backup. There's a bot called CraigBot that will like record everyone's audio on a different channel. And because we play Revival for like 2 to 3 hour sessions, if someone's Audacity crashes, I'm gonna fucking slit. Uh, but what we'll do is we'll get on Discord. We'll both hit record on our own separate Audacities, and then just I'll count down like a on three clap. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just clap on three. And what I'll do is for a while I just recorded straight audio like Alex is doing, but I started taking my stuff and putting it through Adobe Audition and then piping that. It's a super complicated, dumb bullshit thing that makes no sense as to why it should work, and sometimes it doesn't work. But I do that to save time when I'm processing it because I put a bunch of filters on, hard limiters, compressors, and like I learned a lot of stuff that I wish I knew at the start, like not to just like mute every second of like background noise because there's a tool to get rid of that. Uh, but I'll go through that. I'll spend like if I know the episode turned out pretty good, I know that I really only need to go skim through it, find parts where we're overlapping while speaking, and then just make some editorial decisions, along the way. Like, okay, was this joke funnier? Was this just like sometimes it'll be someone will say something, get interrupted by the other person, and then just repeat what they're saying. So I'll just cut the earlier bit, uh, do all that. It was really really time consuming at first, but now I've kind of gotten better and better at it. So now like I think it was like per hour of audio for each track, it was like it was like for every 1 hour, it was like 1.6 hours. Now I've got it down to like 1.3 or something. Like for a 5 hour, like if there was a 5 hour long or a 6 hour long episode, it would take like 8 hours to edit it down and get it all ready. So like a 30-minute long episode takes like 45 minutes if I have to actually go through and like manually get it all the stuff. Um, But then when I do that, I put it through Hit Film Studio. I was using Microsoft Movie Maker, but I think fucking blows.
Wait, you were
So
editing
I
our
started using
podcast
Hit
in
Film.
fucking Movie Maker?
No, when I upload them on YouTube, I would put them into there I would export as a I was exporting as MP3, but now I do it as WAV just because the audio quality stays a little bit higher. But
Okay, good. I
then
got
I just
worried.
take them. Yeah, I put them up. I put them up in the RSS feed through Simplecast, and then I take it, put it into Hit Film Studio, put the video on it, full screen it, export it as MP4, upload to YouTube. Uh, that's the general process of how it kind of goes about. And regarding incorporating video into the podcast,
Yes, I've
I
wanted to
thought
do that
about
for a
doing it.
while.
The only issue I have with it is that it's hard. It's very time consuming because you have to listen to the episode again, and you have to mark down times because say as I'm going through like right now, like I said I mentioned Homestuck at 14 minutes and 13 seconds. Okay, cool. If once I'm done editing all my stuff, it's not going to be at that time anymore because I also truncate the silence. Like if there's a long period of no one saying anything, I have a effect that'll just cut that down to like zero point 0.9 seconds, and like it desyncs everything, so I can't just go from that. I have to listen to the entire episode again, see what relevant parts. The Christian episode, that one had video in it because Joe was like, "Hey, I want to, I'm gonna turn this into like a Chris documentary type thing. I'm gonna go ahead and do all that." And he's currently doing that for the part 2 of the Chris Chan episode. Whenever that one comes out, hopefully that'll be somewhat soon. But yeah, I mean that's the general process. Each episode, I learn a little bit more. Like right now, I've been having some computer issues since the fucking power company shut my power off without telling me. That was pretty fun. That was really cool. I really liked that a lot. It was pretty awesome. Like right now, my Blue Yeti is shocking me. So I don't know what's going on. So I have to figure that out. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't impact the audio and have like a buzz or something. But yeah,
Life's hitting
that's
us
how you.
hard
That's how I do
sometimes.
the podcast. Alex does nothing.
Hey, I edited a
Oh,
couple episodes for us,
that's true. That's true. You
motherfucker.
have started to edit more and more as I've been busy with other dumb stuff.
I
Taking some
do
of the load off.
I do it sometimes. I pull my weight when I have to, but only when I have to.
Yeah. And with that, that was the last question. So I want to thank all the Patreon people again. All these questions were sent in by the $2 and up Patreon people over at patreon.com/LMTYA. You can also find the website that we have, version 1.0, as I call it, because I want to make it look super nice and fancy. I've got all the links for all the fancy schmancy stuff up there.
Yeah, we're legit
That
now,
is
boys.
www.lmtya.com, or let me tell you about .moe, as in .moe. Let me tell you about .com was over $3,000, and if you own that domain, you can suck me, dude. Fuck you.
I don't know why. It's just the
It
so
was over 3,000. Like that's not even like a joke exaggeration. It was literally $3,000.
I
Like that guy
just
could
find
fuck
it
off.
I find it so funny that like you planned ahead. Like we didn't buy it because we couldn't afford it, obviously. But you planned ahead just in case that, like, say like 3 months from now some motherfucker buys it just to spite us. Like, just in case, you just want to get that out there. I don't know, it's just so funny to me. I'm sorry.
I mean, someone did buy it. It's you. If you look on any domain website, www.letmetellyyouabout.com is literally $3,000. Some cockmunch has bought it and is holding it fucking ransom for that amount of money. And if I find you, I will fucking kill you.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's still funny either way, but man, fuck that.
Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we
Wait,
will see you later.
did mention the Patreon guys at the end.
Nah, I mentioned it earlier.
Whatever.
And
All
then
right,
hit
stop
stop.
my recording.